Rolling. Shall I have my gloves on or off?
On.
Why?
Because it looks ridiculous.
Yeah.
I'll take them off then.
Oh, no. I should say that.
Looks great.
Actually.
I'm going to throw a football at you at some point.
I'm like a Digimon character.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
always wearing gloves. I don't know why.
No, I'm not. These gloves aren't ridiculous. I'm dressed like a Digimon character, if you must know.
Yeah, I should be strong and proud of my everlast gloves.
You should.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Alizee Yeezy show. I'm your host, Alizee Yeezy, and I'm here with my co-host this week, Kieron.
Hey.
How are
Again.
you? What's up?
I'm good. Yeah, just uni. Been
Right.
doing a bit of reading.
What have you been reading?
I've been reading this book. I just started it. It's called Unfuck Your Intimacy, and it's by Faith G. Harper,
What's that about?
who is a sexologist, because apparently you can do a postdoctorate in sexology. You good?
I'm trying to get comfortable. There is no way to like comfortably, because if I'm like
Right.
this, hello,
Yeah.
like turn to you at a 45-degree angle. Hello, this is very natural, isn't it?
Yeah, it looks it, yeah.
But then I feel like if I'm like this, people are going to tell me off for getting my shoes near the sofa.
I'm doing like the arm on the back of the sofa thing
Very
every
casual.
single time. I know, and I feel like it looks a bit wanky, but also it is really comfortable.
Yeah, it's difficult. So sorry,
Yeah.
you were reading the book
Yeah,
before
so
I
I'm
interrupted
reading.
you.
Yeah, it's just about like sex stuff and intimacy stuff and like trauma recovery, because originally the author was like a trauma therapist, so it's just about that kind of stuff. It's really interesting, but there is like a part of it in like the first chapter which is like really jarred me, but I'm gonna save it to talk about it later because it is one of my pet peeves.
Okay, perfect.
So more on that later. What about you? What have you been up to?
I've been working, I suppose, smashing out the podcast, smashing out the videos, smashing out my sponsorships. I found this channel a while ago. I think his name's Jack Edwards, and he's a booktuber, and he has 2 channels, and he does all these sort of like reading challenges where he'll read all the books that like Kylie Jenner recommends and tell you what he thinks and that kind of
Oh
stuff.
God,
So
what a
I've
life.
followed him just so I can steal his ideas.
Okay,
And
cool.
I've already stolen like that kind of concept of a video. I ordered 3 books that Bill Gates recommends, so I'm going to read them and do a video on that.
Okay, great. The Bill Gates recommendations, are they like fiction or are they like...
Yeah, he's gotten back into... He was reading non-fiction for years.
Yeah.
I had to look at articles and everything. I researched. He's gotten back into reading fiction. So
That's cool.
they're sci-fi.
Nice.
Yeah.
Because anyone that's like rich that recommends like books, my instant thought would be like they'd be like those horrible books about like how to become a millionaire and like, you know, horrible like marketing.
Step 1, write a book called How to Become a
Yeah,
Millionaire.
literally.
Step 2,
Cash
nothing.
check at the end. Yeah.
I know what you mean, actually, because when I was in the sales cult, we got told, read those types of books. And there's
Yeah.
one, I think it's called Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And I looked into that.
Which one do you have?
Yeah. And it's
Third
going to be
option,
like,
no dad.
aw,
Too early in the podcast for that.
aw.
Wah, wah.
Don't trauma dump.
Yeah,
I'm
sorry.
joking, I'm joking.
We need to add sound effects. Wah, wah, wah. Anyway, as you're saying.
Well, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, we got told, yeah, read that. It's super inspirational. What the hell is he doing? Why is he taking his
Don't
shoe?
take your socks off.
No, don't you dare.
No, it was coming loose. So
He took his shoe off.
and like it got...
Oh, his sock got... But no one needed to know this. Like,
You asked.
treating
We
this
did
like
ask.
it's his room.
Honestly, sorry. If,
Comes here, he's always like on his phone. What was it? The other week, remember when he just left? He just,
Yeah.
Remember he just walked out for like
Latest.
10 minutes and he just left. Because he was like, on the phone, quotations.
literally, always,
So it
always
wasn't your
eating,
mum.
always eating a snack behind the camera.
Never sharing it with
Guys,
us.
sorry if you can smell
you got
Kes Motion's feet through the smell-o-vision.
Oh, don't say that. That's. I'm gonna have to censor that whole bit. I'm gonna censor. You can't say the F word. You can't.
What? That's where you draw the line. Last
Yeah.
time you literally went through every swear word, but you can't say
There's 2 F words.
dolphin noise.
Yeah, there's 2 F words. That
Okay.
one, the bodily function.
Yeah.
And
Bodily
no,
function.
so the bottom, the hooves,
Yeah.
and the
Not
bodily
the- not the
function with an
hooves.
F.
Are you a horse?
You know,
Are you a My Little Pony?
it would be better if like we had hoofs.
Hooves. It would.
It'd be better if we all had hooves.
I want to like clickety clop as I go down the.
It'd be way more satisfying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But could you imagine like getting off the tube at rush hour and everyone's like clippity cloppeting like through the underground station. It'd be so loud and just inconvenient.
Just too inconvenient.
Yeah.
Don't like that. What's I talking about? Rich Dad.
I don't
Poor
know.
Dad. It's so ridiculous. I'm really put off now. I can't turn around and just
Marketing
see that.
books,
Turn
like,
around
you know.
and he's just half naked running around on like
Literally.
10 phone calls at once.
Literally. Making a 3-course meal.
Christ. Yeah, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. We
Yeah.
all got told to read it, but I, the only one that bothers to actually do research, apparently it's just all made up. That one, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. I mean, a bunch of them might be like the really inspirational
Yeah.
ones, but apparently Rich Dad, Poor Dad,
Yeah.
it's just made up. It's not true.
The thing that like
I
gets
never read
me
it, but-
about these kinds of books is like I feel like it's very linked to like masculinity, and it's like be rich and like be an alpha male and like rise and grind, and it's like I don't want to rise and grind
Like those,
at all.
like those Instagram accounts
That's literally what made me think of
with
it.
the millionaire quotes. And
Yeah. Because someone like reposted like some like thing, and it was like all these different quotes, and it had like a picture of Elon Musk, and I don't think it was even anything Elon Musk ever said, but it's just like here's some like stuff about becoming rich, and like here's a picture of Elon Musk, like unrelated, but like you can become like Elon Musk if you follow these.
I follow a Facebook page that's called "It's Never Your Successful Friends," posting inspirational quotes.
That's brutal.
It's kind of true though. All my
Yeah, it's true.
my Facebook statuses are just me like angry about stuff, and
Yeah.
you know, I think in comparison, I'm kind of successful. Actually, it's just me
If you do say so
raging.
yourself.
I've done all right, I think. 'Cause my school, it wasn't like it wasn't the best. You know, the teachers did what they could,
Yeah,
but it didn't have a good reputation,
sure.
so it wasn't a fantastic school. When you said that about Elon Musk and the picture, and
Yeah.
the quotations,
Yeah.
there's lots of things like that. Like, you know, the Albert Einstein quote, something about fish and the land and trees, and how, like, if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree,
Yeah,
you'll think it's
yeah,
stupid,
yeah.
but actually it's a genius because it can swim in the water. He never fucking said that. He never said that.
People always do that. They
Like-
just like put like they attribute random shit to like famous people.
I'm not being funny.
And
Albert
it's like-
Einstein probably would have looked down on people he found dumb. He wouldn't have been posting inspirational quotes. He'd
Do you
probably be like,
reckon?
fucking, like, learn better. I can just imagine. He was a massive sex pest, wasn't he?
Was he?
I think he was always cheating on his wife or something. Do you want to look this up so I'm not like sued by the
By Albert Einstein.
Albert Einstein's estate? Yeah, it was a massive just like nympho.
Oh my
fucking
gosh.
sexting.
Oh yeah, so he was unfaithful to his first.
Unfaithful to his first wife. What's her name? Maeva.
Mileva Merrick.
Mileva. Milady.
Maleva.
Cat's name. And eventually left her to marry his mistress, Elsa.
Married his
who's also
mistress.
cousin.
Married his mistress
I
is also
knew
his
she
cousin.
was somehow. I had a feeling she was going to be blood related to him.
Wasn't Hitler obsessed with Eva Braun, who was like his niece, or am I making that up? No, didn't Hitler like fancy his niece? Please, I don't give a shit.
Hitler
If his-
also-
I don't care if the estate of Hitler tries to sue me.
Can you imagine? Hitler had
Good
a poo
luck.
fetish. Did you know that? My A-level psychology teacher told me this.
We had a
which
scat.
I'm guessing is a trustworthy source, but that he used to like lie under a glass table, and the woman used to like shit on the glass table, so it was like gonna go onto his face, but it just would hit the glass.
I swear, if anyone in this comment section goes, "Hey, don't kink shame," I think you're allowed to kink shame Hitler.
He was romantically obsessed with his half niece,
He was romantically obsessed with his half
and
niece,
she began living at his residence
and she lived at his residence
after her mother became Hitler's housekeeper.
after her mum became Hitler's housekeeper. So he was grooming her.
Yes.
Yeah, he was doing a bit of
Great.
grooming.
Oh, terrible guy.
Wasn't he on amphetamines too? Weren't they all? And you know, in like the old black and white footages of,
Yeah.
of like him at the Olympics, and they're all like, I mean, it's sped up a bit, but they're all a little bit like this. It's because
It's
they're all,
sped up a little.
yeah, hey. They're all just off their
Ba-dum-ts.
fucking nut.
Yeah.
I listened to this good podcast once that talked about like the kamikaze Japanese pilots during World War II. And how they, like, a lot of those pilots would have been hopped up on amphetamines, but
Yeah.
also like big nationalistic pride and belief in their country, which this podcast went into how it was just
They were hopped up on patriotism.
patriotism
It's
and a
the
bit, a
most
little bit
dangerous
of,
drug
little
of
bump
all.
of speed.
Yeah, literally.
And how like their patriotism was kind of almost unheard of because it was
Yeah.
extreme even in a world of extremities, because you had like Nazi Germany, which is pretty fucking extreme.
I'd say so.
Yeah, little bit, just a tiny bit.
Yeah.
Why are we talking
Take
about
it down
this?
a notch. I don't know.
Calm down.
Yeah, relax.
Hitler,
It's
like,
not
just
that
chill
deep.
out.
Yeah, Jesus.
Right. So what we're going to do today again is we're going to do part 2 of our pet peeves. Shall I go first?
Go on then.
My pet peeve, Ted Bundy.
Oh, I've already had to hear hours-long rants about this.
And it's not going to be what you think. It's not.
What I think.
No, what the
The
camera
audience.
thinks.
It's
what
going to
the
be
audience-
exactly what I think.
You know, I mean,
Yeah.
you've heard it a billion times. I'm sure Kes Motion has. There is a certain statement, and right. Oh, this does my head in. Yeah.
Oh, let me just get comfy for this because...
A certain statement is always said about Ted Bundy, and it's repeated by everyone. And my conspiracy theory is that one journo who had no taste in men, because like, why are you simping over some fucking serial killer rapist for starters?
Yeah.
Said it once, and then everyone just repeated the quote because they thought it sounded good at the time, and now people repeat it unthinkingly because they don't think for themselves. I have evidence to back up my claim. They say, you know, Ted Bundy, you wouldn't expect a serial killer to be like him. He was a good-looking guy. He was intelligent. Have you watched Ted Bundy documentaries? Have you heard him talk?
I've seen clips here and there. I've never sat down and watched a full documentary.
Firstly, intelligent. I mean, he was probably all right, you know?
Yeah.
Probably had an average IQ. I've heard him talk. I've heard him in those confessionals when he's talking to the investigators and
Yeah.
stuff. Intelligent is definitely IQ over 140, and I don't think he had that. Well, that's genius actually, but still. I have a very I think that a lot of people have low bars for intelligence.
Yeah, sure.
You know, because think about all the people on YouTube that would say, "Oh, Jeffree Star, he's like this."
Think
evil
about all the
genius."
people on YouTube. End of sentence.
Yeah. Jeffree Star is this evil genius. He's a master
Yeah.
manipulator, and it's like, no, he's awful. But he's really not that intelligent
Yeah.
because he gets caught out way too much to actually be intelligent.
Jeffrey, come and defend yourself. Would you have Jeffree Star here? God, you'd have to. Come on.
Wouldn't it be interesting to meet him? I'd find it interesting. I like meeting people.
Yeah.
You know, I've met so many people in my short 21-year lifespan.
Exactly.
You know, I just find it interesting to meet people.
Yeah.
But that's besides the point. So, Ted Bundy, yeah, he's a good-looking guy and he's intelligent. You wouldn't expect that of a serial killer. Has anyone seen pictures of Ted Bundy? Because if you're thinking, right, and someone's going to be like, oh, but firstly, beauty's subjective. Yeah, but that statement is not subjective. That is an assertion. There's an objective assertion. He's not what you would expect. He's a good-looking guy. They are asserting that.
Yeah.
It's not objective. It's
Not
not subjective.
yeah.
They're saying it as an objective fact, and that is
Right.
my issue with it. Because objectively, no, he's not. Have you seen pictures of him?
Yeah.
And the fact that they had Zac Efron of all fucking people.
I was going to say.
Oh, I can actually feel I'm getting mad. I'm
Yeah,
genuinely
why
getting
would
mad.
they do that?
He would have loved that. He was such a narc. He would love that Zac Efron was
Yeah.
playing him. Zac Efron. Please. I used to put this on my Instagram when I had my public Instagram.
Oh, God.
Picture that there's a black and white picture of Ted Bundy, and he's. If anyone comes at me being like, "Oh, don't make fun of someone's appearance," find someone else to simp for. He was a convicted serial killer and mass rapist. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
He was not.
Cancelled for calling a serial killer ugly. That'll be the day.
Oh my god. I get sorry, but just look at pictures of him. He was a good-looking guy. And
It's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
And I don't get that. I really don't get that.
Firstly, why are you saying that about someone
Why
who...
would you say that?
Yeah.
But the intelligence thing, there is actually a reason why people say that, not originally just from the public, and it's with other serial killers as well. The police basically, I think, propagated the idea that these past serial killers were more intelligent than they are to make up for the fact that they never caught them, when really it was just the police being shit at their job.
I'm glad you brought that up.
But now they retroactively be like, oh, this serial killer was really intelligent. They were really meticulous with their planning. But really it's nah, you could have caught them, but you just didn't do a good job.
Haha, vindicated.
Exactly.
The thing about him being a good-looking guy, the good-looking and the intelligence thing, it just really winds me up, because it's firstly, why are we
romanticizing serial killers?
You know when average men, no offense if you're an average man, I guess, do like really well and are super hyped up by people, and it's like,
Yeah.
but they're just an average bloke, and there are lots of people who like are doing better or whatever.
Yeah.
I feel like he gets like really hyped up, and it's like he wasn't even an average bloke. He was a serial killer. He was a murderer. He'd done like loads of murders.
Yeah.
So like, why is he getting like propped up and hyped up in that way? I find this statement so heinous, yeah? And one time, and I've heard it parroted by just... I had to turn off a documentary once because they said it again. And I was like, oh, fuck off. Like, you don't deserve my view.
You know they're gonna do it, though. I
know,
feel like you're like starting these Ted Bundy documentaries just to wait for the moment that they say he's intelligent and attractive just so you can
like,
angrily
that's
turn it
lob
off.
the remote at the TV.
I'm cancelling my Hulu subscription. Fuck you.
Well, sometimes... on occasion, what is that?
Hello? That's the same. God, that's the same noise we had earlier.
It goes
though.
to Ted Bundy. Christ, he's heard and he's pissed.
The wailing.
Mate, Ted Bundy, come on. I will say that you're
Come on
uggers.
the
I'll say your butters
Bundy,
to your
come on
face.
the
I don't give
show.
a shit.
Is this Ted Bundy in the room with
Me
us right
winding up a vengeful spirit that did murder.
now? On the
Christ.
next episode, Ouija board with Ted Bundy.
Christ. I listened to... Well, not so much anymore, but I went through this phase of occasionally listening to Emma Chamberlain's podcast, and there was one episode where she was talking about serial killers. And then, you know, she was talking about this one serial killer in particular, and then she said... Because it was this one guy who looked kind of like a model.
Yeah.
Like, he was famously this killer, but he looked like a model. And then she said the whole thing about, oh, well, you know, Ted Bundy, I mean, like, he was a good-looking guy. And I turned off her podcast, and I like her. I watch all of her videos.
Yeah.
I like her, but I had to turn it off because I was like, I'm sorry, but there's no way Emma Chamberlain, who... probably about 19 or so at the time.
Yeah.
There's no way 19-year-old Emma Chamberlain, who was linked to, has been linked. I see this stuff because, you know, like, you accidentally click on, like, one Hollywood Fix thing, then you just get loads of stuff in your recommended, and you don't watch it.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, the Dolan twins being interviewed about this. Like, she was linked to one of the Dolan twins several times. She's been linked to, like, several different TikTokers. Like, there's no way that her, linked to, like, those types of guys, thinks that Ted Bundy genuinely was a good-looking guy.
Yeah.
There's no way. And if you think so, I will send you this one picture in particular where he's just looking like...
Butters.
It's just like... It's just the fact that, like, he murdered people. And we've got people out here being like, oh, but he was a looker, though.
Yeah,
and I asked
it's
my mum, I was
weird.
like, Mum, did, like, people just have lower standards back then? Like, what's going on? Why are people saying this? And
Yeah.
she's confused too. So... I feel like people are going to have a go at me for like this little,
Yeah.
like how vexed I am over this.
I
But
don't think so.
I feel like I'm going to get a
Ted
few
Bundy
people.
defenders,
I
please.
feel like I'm going to have Ted Bundy defenders.
Just
But
leave a dislike on the video and go.
look, usually, because I don't think it's really that on to attack people for how they look or whatever.
Yeah.
Because you should commentate on people's actions. But when this one thing is said repeatedly,
Yeah.
like you're told he's good looking, and then you hear people mirroring this statement.
Yeah.
All like. And it's like, but none of you are thinking for yourselves. Like, think
Yeah.
objectively here. Why don't we just say, yeah, he was a bit, maybe not dumb. He was average intelligence and he was butters, and the police weren't doing their job properly. There you go.
Exactly.
That's a new documentary. On
But I
Netflix I've
also
watched.
I do think as well, like part of the reason why people say that he was attractive is as like a defense of like the victims, in a way of like, oh, he like charmed them like into this situation or whatever. But I also feel like that's like a dangerous misconception, because I'm pretty sure he used to just like trick them. Like he would like pretend that his car broke down or whatever. It's not like these women were like, oh, Ted, you know what I mean? And like went into this like trap. It was like he used to just like trick them. So I think that's also like kind of one reason why maybe people started saying that. And it's just silly and not a good thing to like really...
Yeah, I think my issue is just with the hive mind mentality and the lack of like just thinking for yourself on this, and not just accepting like something that's told almost as though it's fact and just not accepting it. I mean, well, didn't women go to the courtrooms and like propose to him?
God, did that happen? That sounds familiar. Yeah,
I think so, because there's a Bill Hicks
I simply
little
could never
skit about it. Like Ted Bundy's having like women propose to him. Meanwhile, I'm out here like this.
Right.
No one's talking to me.
Nice guys always finish last.
Oh, Bill Hicks famously wasn't like. Apparently, he was very nice in his private life, but like
Yeah.
his onstage persona was just like yelling and screaming, like the angry man ranting, but with a nice heart. That's why he's my favorite. I just love it when people just rant. I just lost my cool then over Ted Bundy. Just don't you stop telling me. Stop telling me he was intelligent. I want his actions to speak for him. Well, he got caught, so Not that smart, is he?
Yeah, clearly not. And
Yeah.
to actually be caught, like, back then, it means that you must have been pretty bad at it, because, like, back in those days, before we had all the technology we have now, like, just, like, move a few towns over and, like, grow some facial hair and wear some glasses, and, like, you can live a peaceful life.
Don't give advice to any would-be serial killers who are also time travelers.
Oh, God.
Like, please don't take that as advice. But that is my
Burn
run.
your fingerprints off.
Me the other episode being like, I've got to burn my fingerprints off. Just because
For no particular reason.
Just so the Illuminati can't track me.
Okay.
Even though I'm sure they probably could if they really wanted to. No, they definitely do want to track me. They'll invite me any day now, I'm sure, to their secret club.
Yeah.
What is your pet peeve? I think we've wrung this one out. I'm just looking forward to all the backlash from like Ted Bundy's estate, spirit, like fans. There's probably going to be some Tumblr account that's like, oh my God, I can't believe Alizee Yeezy. I can't believe this person like called him Butters.
There'll be like, is Tumblr still active? Because there'll be a post on Tumblr if so. Because I think that's where like the serial killer lovers like congregate on
That's
Tumblr.
where it came from, I think. Tumblr.
Yeah.
Like romanticizing serial killers.
Yeah, definitely.
Get a better hobby. Your turn.
All right, cool. So my pet peeve is personality tests.
Okay.
And I don't want to offend any like INFJs or ENTPers or whatever it is from that 16 personality quiz type, the famous one. And the reason why I don't like personality tests is because I feel like human beings are so complex and like we're all very unique and like just so different that I feel like it can't be encapsulated by like a 30 question quiz or something. And like, how is some quiz gonna know someone better than like you know yourself? Do you know what I mean? And I just find that like kind of irritating. And people, especially like I think it's called the Myers-Briggs one, where you like answer like, it's like 16 different things. And people really swear by it.
Yeah, they put in like their dating profiles.
I know. And as soon as I see that in someone's like dating profile, I instantly swipe left. I'm not going to lie. Yeah, and I just find it like all of it ridiculous. And I think that a lot of it comes from like people's desperation that they like want to know themselves or they want to, because it is difficult and it is like a lifelong journey to like know yourself, not to be too cringe, but like it's, yeah, I think it's just people want to find that like that sense of self. Kesmotion's combing his beard off camera, by the way.
I'm sorry, you're just such a little gremlin today.
If anyone's wondering.
You're just in a gremlin.
Yeah.
He's got a beard comb. Christ, he's like
I love it.
He's like Alfie Days in that £1 food challenge video. Do you remember that when Alfie did that? Like, I'm going to spend £1 of food today, and then he went and he got 3 donuts, and then he went and bought loads of stuff, including a beard comb. Sorry,
simply could not. Yeah, and this is also tied to the book thing I was talking about earlier. Similar vein to personality tests is, I'm sure you've heard of it, like the 5 love languages.
Yeah.
That stuff also I find like kind of ridiculous. I get it. Like, yeah, we all have things that like make us feel happy and secure in relationships. But I don't understand why everyone is so desperate to like put themselves into these little categories. Same with the personality tests. And in the beginning of the book, the author actually cites the guy who created the 5 love languages, called Gary Chapman. And the books, like, so far seems to be very progressive and like a lot about like LGBT plus people and stuff like that. And people don't seem to know that like the guy who created the 5 love languages, Gary Chapman, is like extremely homophobic. And like no one seems to know that. And he was born in like 1938, so
Oh, just allow it. It was normal to be. I'm
exactly. It's a generational thing. Yeah, please don't. No one take that out of context.
I'm feeling really like ballsy and brave right now because I just had my whole rant about Ted Bundy. Like, I don't care today. I don't care.
Yeah. So Gary.
Gaz.
Yeah.
Gaz, a massive homophobe.
Major homophobe.
Wow.
Apparently also an evolution denier.
Oh, was he religious then?
Yeah,
Oh,
he
there you
works.
go.
He works at a church.
He couldn't help it. Come
Yeah.
on, be nice to the creationist. Was he like a world is 6,000 years old? Oh, bless him.
Yeah. So, yeah, Gary, not a huge fan, and I don't know if it is going to be brought up later in the book about how like he's a major homophobe, but like nothing has come up so far, and it's already been mentioned. So I'm like, guys, like, what's going on? Come on.
It's funny that you mentioned the Mayor Briggs thing, because I'm
Hmm.
pretty sure, is that the one where it's like EFNP
Yeah,
or
yeah,
something
yeah,
like that? Because
yeah.
I definitely got E for extrovert over introvert.
Is that what it means?
Yeah, extrovert and
Oh
introvert.
my gosh. Because I've done it before, but
Extroverted, intuition, thinking, feeling, judging. I've done it.
Ah.
I think it's also bullshit.
yeah.
Yeah, because I did it, but what I like about mine is they'll tell you, oh, other celebrities. That was a Freudian slip. They'll tell you celebrities. Shit. I'm sorry. I'm getting way too far ahead of myself.
Yeah, clearly.
I'm going to be cancelled after this for calling Ted Bundy Butters.
Yeah, exactly. You're done. Career over.
Celebrities who have your
Like other thing, yeah.
thingy. Mine, Russell Brand. So that's what I like about that.
Of course.
Hey!
Mine was Einstein.
Yours was Einstein. Yeah, well, he was a
Bullshit,
big
yeah,
old
bullshit,
sex pest.
bullshit.
Mine was Russell Brand, so that is dead on as far as I'm concerned.
Oh, fair enough.
No.
I rescind every criticism I've said of personality
Yeah,
test.
say sorry to that homophobe you were being mean to as
I'm
well.
sorry, Gary.
Sorry, guys.
You're right, it is unnatural.
But it's funny you said that though, because I literally just had a message from Rachel Oates like 30 minutes ago talking about the Myers-Briggs thing. And
Yeah.
she said, also turns out the Myers-Briggs test was created by two bored housewives who just thought they were really good at reading people. That's what she said.
There you go.
Which, like, I mean, I've not double checked that. I've not fact verified that, but she reads so many
Reliable
books.
source, I'd
Like,
say.
so
Yeah,
she'd
yeah.
fucking know. She reads loads of books about
Totally.
stuff.
Yeah.
So why am I saying it like that? I read books too.
You do read a lot.
Me
of
and
books.
Big Smart.
Yeah. So yeah, personality tests bullshit, I think.
Yeah.
But I would still, but if BuzzFeed released, what kind of owl are you personality test, I would still take it. And
What's your
I
Patronus?
would put stock in that.
What do you reckon
No.
your Patronus is? I think if I have a Patronus, it'll be a dragon.
I did the test back when it first came out on like when J.K. Rowling did the official one. This was years ago, and I got a shrew. Like tiny little,
That's cute. What's
Thing.
that going to defend you against? A Dementor would step on that.
small but mighty.
Me with my dragon.
Dementors don't have. Oh, I nearly said the F word again.
What? Oh, the F word.
Yeah. Yeah, but
That
Dementors
one.
don't have those.
Well, they might do. Well, it was never really clear to me in like the books what Dementors actually were, and then when they appear in the film, I was just like, "Who's this knocking around? What's
Source
this?"
material unclear. Do they have heat? Yes or
It's
no?
kind of like, what are they? Are they just people in hoods? It was very unclear to me. No, they're just
No, they're a symbolic manifestation of depression. It's all very deep and profound.
J.K. Rowling's gonna come for you. They're gonna be people on Tumblr.
J.K. Rowling,
who's-
please.
Who are doing There are gonna be people on Tumblr who just want to be really contrary, so they're supporting J.K. Rowling now.
J.K. Rowling's too busy, like, standing guard at the female toilets to to come and attack
Thank
me
you, J.K. Rowling.
for your,
Thank you so
for your
much.
service that nobody asked for or needs.
But the personality test, the love language thing.
Yeah.
Because I also feel like the internet ruins these things. Because it was just kind of like, I mean, the Mayer-Briggs thing's been around for ages. So it's like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, it's interesting, whatever. But then when you have people, I see this throughout like comment sections, I was seeing this on Instagram, talking about, well, this is, no, I've seen it in like comment sections on people's videos, like a couple doing a video. And then people have been like, oh, so your love language is to like provide, I don't know. I think the guy was cooking for us because like that was his way of just looking after her when she was stressed out. Like he'll do all the
Yeah.
cooking, he'll do like some of the handiwork around the house, that kind of thing. That's his love language, to be like in servitude, and then your one must be blah blah. And if you understand these things, it's like, oh my god, why don't people just like? You don't have to go through the love language thing to
Yeah.
understand like someone's wants, needs, and desires.
Yeah.
All you have to do is just fucking talk to someone. You don't have to like do any funny little tests. If
Yeah.
you just have an open dialogue with someone, like if someone's stressed out, if my boyfriend's stressed out, we have very good open communication actually.
Uh-huh.
If he's like stressed out with work, whatever, I'll be like, "What do you need from me?"
Yeah.
Not in that. That sounds really. What do you fucking need from me? Like, what do you need from me right now? Like, is there something that I can do that'll help? Just talk to people like
Fuck off.
this.
Yeah.
Fuck off, mate.
Yeah.
Just talk to people like this.
Yeah.
And you don't need to mess around the other
It's
stuff.
actually crazy though how open
I
communication
feel really
is
angry
such a
today.
rarity.
I don't know what's going on.
Like, people don't do it, and especially in dating and relationships.
No, I know. It used to do my
like,
head in.
And that's what I hate about dating, is the whole, like, we need to play these silly little games.
Oh, wait
of, like,
2 days
I'm
to
not
talk
going
to
to
them.
text you for 2 hours. It's like, fuck off. Like, everyone's got their phone in their hand constantly. Like, I'm not going to pretend that I'm like, I am pretty busy, but I'm not going to pretend I'm like so busy that I can't send a text.
I know, and some people like just pretend that they don't look at their phone for 10 hours or whatever. Please, these
like
are now
bullshit.
extensions of ourselves. These are parts of us now.
Yeah.
In ways that are like kind of scary to because you can't comprehend it fully. But a phone
Yeah.
is like a an extra part of your consciousness. There's a particular word for it, but I've totally blanked. I don't know. Go fucking watch someone.
Yeah.
Go watch Andrew Huberman. I'm sure he's gone on about it.
If you wanted like an accurate personality test, probably just like extract the essence from my phone and it will tell you more than like any quiz or anything could ever tell you about me.
That'd be scary.
Or just like
Mine's-
scroll through my TikTok for you page. Like that will,
That'd be awful.
cover
I'd
most
want no one to
bases.
get hold of this. It's just full
Yeah.
of scatty, like weird messages that I've written to myself.
Yeah.
My dreams, dream analysis. Who wants to analyze my dreams? My dreams are mad. What's he doing?
You
Is he
good?
just
You
burping?
gonna be sick?
She's
You need
sitting,
burpees.
sit
Do
behind
you
the
want me to rub
camera
your
just
back?
belching. You're like Barney Gumble.
Sorry, guys. We're trying to film a podcast here. I don't know if you're aware.
It's not like this is like it is a job. Like we are all working right now. Imagine just going to
I'm
the
on the
office and
clock.
just like taking off your shoes, belching.
I'm not gonna lie.
Imagine just go to work at Tesco's to like be a shelf stacker and then
Just
go take my
burping on the
shoes off.
customers. Yeah. I would.
Everyone go follow Kez
Yeah.
motion. Give him grief. I'm joking. Don't do that.
Please.
If you give him grief, I'll come for you. That's my love. That's my love language right there.
Killing
I'll
your enemies.
Knock you out if you go. Can I say that on YouTube? I don't care right now. I don't care.
My love language is slaying all of your nemesis.
Yeah. Yeah.
I want someone to ride or die for me like that.
Yeah. I'm good like that, aren't I?
Yeah,
I'm
for
very
sure.
loyal.
And I've like asked you before if you need me to like cyberbully anyone. Like,
Oh, I just don't read any of the comments. It's
Yeah.
fine. I don't see it.
That's
People
fair.
can say what they want. I'm not going to read it, but my mum will, so you should be nice.
yeah, exactly. Alizee's mum does, like check everyone's being nice in the comments. So be careful, because that's one
Christ.
person you don't want on your back.
Yeah, she'll find you like a really bad taken.
Yeah.
Just really-
I'm gonna find you, and I'm gonna tell you many, many stories about my life.
She's gonna watch
If you're
this.
watching this, I love the stories. Like, please don't take this the wrong way.
Oh my god, why is this so messy?
Yeah, right.
This one
what
is
were we
so
actually
messy.
talking about?
Love languages.
Oh yeah, it's bullshit. And yeah, that's the thing as well. It is so simple. Like, just communicate your needs. Like, just reciprocate. Like, be reciprocal. And I think after being with your partner, you kind of know like what they appreciate. But this guy, Gary, he first released the love languages thing in like the late 90s. His first book about it. Obviously, it took off because we're still talking about it now. And then he wrote 10 more books about it. It's like, how much can you possibly, like... I feel like once you've written one book about these love languages, that's it. Like, you've covered what you need to cover. And it's not like he's updating it for, like, LGBT people or people in, like, non-monogamous relationships. It's still, like, very heteronormative. So it's like, how much can you possibly be writing about straight people? No offense.
Yeah, it's not like no one else has ever written stuff about straights doing things.
I know.
Can I say the straights? Because I am one. Oh, the straights. The
straights.
straights are at it again.
Books about straight
We're allowed
people?
to, yeah, it's just not heard of. No, never
No.
see straight people in media doing things.
Honestly, the representation is absolutely abysmal. Need more straights in TV.
That kind of reminds me, that makes me think of how Stephanie Meyer wrote Twilight,
Yeah.
wrote the sequels, wrote that little side book about one of the vampire girls from Eclipse, then rewrote the first Twilight but swapped the genders.
Yeah.
So a Twilight Redux but gender swapped, i.e. a fan fiction of her own work, and then rewrote the first Twilight from Edward's perspective called Midnight Sun. Like, I criticise her a lot, but no one's ever loved anything as much as Stephanie Meyer.
I almost took the whole
I
table.
know, I felt that. No one's ever loved anything as much as Stephanie Meyer loves Twilight, and I do think that is quite sweet in a really weird way.
I mean,
I think she really likes her own work.
I
Bless
think that
her.
she's just milking it for all it's worth.
Oh,
But if Twilight was somehow gay or something, I would probably
that'll be her
interested in
next
it.
one.
Yeah.
That'll be her next one.
Didn't we
Edward
already
meets
talk
Mice
about that?
Boy.
Didn't Bella have a crush on one of the girls or something?
No, we think so because she's always like, "Oh, Rosalie's so perfect."
Oh yeah, Rosalie. Any girl would feel insecure around Rosalie.
Oh, I don't like.
Just
Fuck
kiss.
off.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's see what pet peeves I have. All right. Well, you know, seeing as we're just out here trying to offend as many people as possible today. Well, maybe that's not what you're doing. That's
Serial
what
killer apologists and personality test takers.
we wake up choosing
and
violence.
homophobic Christians.
People who simp for billionaires on Facebook. Very specific. But I think we've all seen them.
I'm not even kidding. I've got that on my list too.
See? There you go.
People defending billionaires.
But specifically on Facebook, where it's like, I know that you're earning 30k a year.
Yeah.
Why the fuck are you simping? And you are defending. They're never going to see it. And if they did see it, they're not going to give you £1 million. They're not going to be like, oh,
Why
cheers,
the
mate.
fuck
There you
you
go.
simping?
What's that?
Someone make that into a song. You know when they say, why the fuck you lying?
Oh, yeah. Who does this? Is
I
this
don't
a
know.
TikTok
Someone
thing?
does it.
God, your
No,
generation.
that's years old.
Is it?
That's probably like Vine or something. Remember
God,
Vine?
what's oh, Christ, Vine.
Vine.
Showing my age now. I'm never into that Vine stuff either.
Really?
It was like 6 seconds long.
I've had longer. Jesus Christ.
Yes, people who sent for billionaires.
Yeah, it's the worst.
Specifically on Facebook. Do you know why I think like the Facebook thing irritates me the
Yeah.
most? Because I've been like, sometimes I see this stuff because like, you know, I follow mainly meme pages and my weird boomer relatives on Facebook. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And occasionally on like a Simpsons meme page, they will do like a, you know, little jab. Someone will do a jab at a billionaire like Elon. Usually it's Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos.
Yeah.
And then you'll see maybe the picture has like 500 likes or reacts, and then it's got like 300 comments, and you just know that people are arguing over billionaires.
Yeah.
And then Muggins me clicks it to see what people are arguing about, and then my blood pressure raises and rages.
yeah, sure.
Another slip there, and then I feel like deleting my Facebook as well because I cannot deal with it. What are you doing? Like, can I interview
It's
someone?
those same rise and grinders that are like posting the stuff on Instagram with Elon Musk on.
Look, I don't actually, like, let me put on the record right now, I don't have an issue with many millionaires. I really don't. I would
Yeah.
love to be a millionaire myself one day. I'd love to have 200 million because I've, you know, written a good few books or whatever.
Yeah.
Fine. You are never going to be a billionaire. It's not going to happen. Right? Why are you simping for them? Like,
Yeah.
they don't give a shit about you. They're all trying to escape the planet, whether it be creating a Matrix AI system or, you know, advanced space travel. And that's for them. You're not going to be allowed to go on that little craft to Mars, which is going to be shit anyway. Why do you want to go to Mars? It's just like dust. It's just dusty. You know, so like, why are you simping?
Very dusty, yeah.
It's dusty, innit?
Yeah. Yeah, I really, really don't get it. Especially when they spend so much time like typing out like paragraphs and paragraphs. Like, he's not going to read this, bro.
Oh,
You think that they're going to like read that comment and be like, you know what, take a few K just to say thanks for defending me in the Facebook comments? Like, no.
I don't know how I saw this. Maybe because like I think I follow like Bernie Sanders on Facebook.
Sure.
Yeah, being supportive.
Yeah.
And he often calls for like billionaires to be taxed and stuff. And then like some memes were made when Elon Musk replied back. And look, I'm embarrassed too because a few years ago I liked Elon Musk and I do find that very embarrassing. But that's my character development. I just thought he was a bit funny.
That was your arc.
That's really all it was. I just
Yeah.
thought, oh, he's just a bit funny, isn't he? Because he's just being a little bit edgy.
Yeah.
But nowadays it's like, oh, firstly, his humor is so 2016, which was fine for 2016. I'm not going to lie and act like I was very immature in 2016. That's when Brexit happened. I was very immature. I found like those types of memes funny, right?
Fair enough.
But that was 5 years ago. Yeah. So
Wait,
why is
Brexit was 5 years ago. What?
Well, when they first announced it, yeah.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, it's been a while. Yeah.
Fuck.
What was I? It just turned into like an Elon Musk. Yeah, I used to think he was quite funny, and now I'm just like, oh, it's just boomer tier humor.
Yeah.
It's not. I mean, I'm not alone in finding him funny, so I'm not going to give myself shit for that. I mean, like he was on PewDiePie's channel with the Rick and Morty, which I also don't like. Creator, you know, doing meme stuff, and I thought at the time, oh yeah, that's all right.
Yeah.
But now I've changed my tune, and
You can forgive yourself.
Well, there's nothing to forgive really, because it's just like you think someone's all right, and then you're like, oh, well, I was wrong. Oh well,
Yeah.
Didn't harm anyone else, did it?
Pretty much like every famous person ever.
Yeah, which is a problem with culture nowadays, because there's no like real wholesome celebs besides like Keanu Reeves, because like we do hold celebrities to an almost impossible standard of pure perfection. And if you falter once, you're off that pedestal.
That is true.
Which sucks. And you wouldn't have that like back 40 years ago, just because we didn't have social media and tabloids, and we didn't.
So many of them are pests though.
Yeah, something right.
But it's kind of the environment, I guess. Well, no, but
we're going on about billionaires.
Yeah.
So this is why, right? So something about Elon Musk, and we need to tax billionaires need to be taxed properly.
Yeah.
The thing about billionaires is they have so much insane wealth, and that translates directly to power, because I think in somewhere like China, 100 billionaires are in the Chinese government.
Yeah.
These people, like, and even if they're not in the government, they can pay for lobbyists to directly change laws and loopholes. So they can, apparently like a fifth of all billionaires' wealth is hidden. It's just hidden. So Elon Musk's net worth could be actually larger than what it is. There's just a lot that's hidden. They do loopholes, etc., etc. And so there were calls like for taxing billionaires properly. And I was seeing people on Facebook, and I know you're not earning like lots, because otherwise you wouldn't be on Facebook like saying this stuff. You'd just be like doing something else. Saying how, no, I don't think we should tax someone like Elon Musk. I don't think he should have taxes, because he's so inventive and ingenious, and he's going to help propel space travel and further scientific knowledge. I don't even think I don't think he's as smart as people say. I reckon he hires people who are smarter than him, because he had all the money this has just turned into an Elon Musk run. He had all the money from like his parents' diamond mines, and then he co-created PayPal and sold it. And then when you've got like such a massive lump sum of money, you can just invest it, and you can hire people who are smarter than you to do. I have an accountant. I don't know shit about accountancy. I don't want to. So I hire someone who's smarter than me, who can deal with all that stuff. He's like that, but times 1,000. So I don't think that this is the man that's going to solve all the world's needs, solve space travel, and have us all like living on Mars.
Just out the goodness of his heart.
No, and if they do manage to have space travel so you can go to Mars, you're never going on that. The elites won't let you. Sorry, I need to get off my soapbox. I'm so mad.
No, it's totally true. And do you know what as well? They always say about billionaires that they're like self-made and like da-da-da-da-da. But like Elon Musk's parents had a diamond mine. Like, hello, like what's not clicking? These people don't just like start with nothing and work really hard and suddenly become billionaires. Like, you have to usually have a lot of like generational wealth, and then you have to like exploit the fuck out of like a shit ton of people.
Yeah.
To get to that point.
Look at Jeff Bezos. It's known knowledge now that Amazon workers are heavily exploited.
Yeah.
Heavily. And they're not allowed to unionize. So they're not allowed to have a little union to fight for their rights. They're just not.
And I think people have like a warped sense of like just how much £1 billion is, or $1 billion, whatever. Like, it is so much money, so much more than 1 million.
Think of how much 1 million is. 1 billion is 1,000 of that. And I know you hear these words a lot, but I had to sit down like a month ago and really think about it. And then I was like, holy shit, 1 billion is so much money. Like, even if you have 500 million, that's still half of 1 billion. And some of these people have like 200 billion.
Exactly.
So think of how much. It's mind-boggling.
Like, think there's like 8 billion people on the planet, right? Around. If Jeff Bezos gave all of us like £1 billion, he'd still be alright.
No, because there's like 8 billion people and he's got like 200 billion.
Wait, how much is... Wait.
See, that's the thing. When you get to these numbers, it gets really confusing really fast. Basically, he has a shit ton.
Wait, would that be 8 billion times 1 billion? Wait, wouldn't that just be £8 billion? Would it?
Finally, Kes Motion's
okay, fine. Jeff couldn't
good.
do that. Jeff couldn't do that. He could give us all $1 million. He could give us all $1 million easy.
He could give us all something.
Right?
Little something. Yeah.
Help me out. Anyone got a calculator?
What about 1 million?
50. I want more than 50 grand.
Yeah,
Jeff,
right.
if you're watching this,
come with the show. Give us
50 grand fine as a starting point.
Look, I'm not sitting here being like, millionaires tax them 90%, billionaires tax them 60%. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, hey, billionaires, tax them, because they're not even like there are really people on Facebook.
What are you laughing?
Why are you laughing?
I just googled 8 billion times 50 million, and the answer was 4e plus 17.
4e. 4,
Oh,
E
once
plus
you
17.
start adding letters to maths, I'm completely out of it.
I'm done. Basically, a shit ton.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the fact that like there are people that go so far as being like, no, they shouldn't be taxed in the slightest. They should keep their like all no corporation tax on the big corps. No, it's like these people aren't fighting for you. You are the little guy in this scenario. So like, why are you?
Yeah.
I'm so confused.
I'm just
and
thinking
appalled.
about how stupid I'm about to look on the internet for saying that Jeff Bezos could give us all $1 billion.
You said, didn't you say $1 billion?
I'm smart.
If you give everyone in this room $1 billion, and you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Everyone in this room, my followers, shout out.
I am
block,
actually
sorry.
smart, right?
Yeah. No, you are. You're doing like psychology and stuff. That's all right, isn't it?
Yeah. If I graduate. I just hope they don't ask me any. There is actually so much maths and statistics on my course. I have like a whole module that's just statistics. And I just sit at the back of the lecture hall not knowing what the fuck is going on.
Do you know, like right now, I don't actually feel comfortable that I spoke at length about this and talking about billionaires and tax and that kind of thing. I don't feel comfortable with like this being on the internet. Because as soon as you start
Shall
saying...
we start over?
No, as soon as you start saying people like things like this,
Everyone gets triggered.
Just literally saying, can big corporations, can Google and Amazon and Jeff Bezos, can they just pay their taxes, please? And can they not pay for lobbyists to like hide all their wealth and that kind of stuff? Probably gonna get people, if the wrong crowd catches this, being like, "You fucking commie." What? I'm not a communist, am I? Am I a communist for just wanting people to pay correctly? Huh.
See, I don't mind paying taxes. What I mind is like knowing that my taxes aren't being spent on like helping people that actually needs help. It's just like Boris Johnson like having fucking parties and like the Tories giving their mates millions of pounds to like do whatever they want in the name of like, oh, it went towards like PPE or something. Yeah, PPE. Pretty Patel's eyebrows. Like, come on. And then the like really rich people who don't pay any tax, that's what bothers me. Because it's like, oh, just me, is it?
Do you know what I read once on this was on the David Icke forums?
Okay, here we go.
Back when I used to go on them when I was younger, I don't think you can go on them now. I think you have to have an account, which I'm not doing that.
Sure.
I'm not doing that just to
Or
read.
you're banned.
Yeah. Back when they used to be like public and stuff, I'd go on them and I look at things. And I found this thread once that said, if your tax money is being spent on war crimes, legally you don't have to pay taxes. So like, you know, when they all decided to, what country did they bomb 5 years ago? Remember they all held that vote in the House of Commons, and like most of them, like didn't matter if they were Tory, Lib Dem, Labour, like a majority of them voted to bombing. Was it Syria?
Probably. My first like instinct was Syria.
Oh, it was a few years ago.
We've just been bombing the shit out of the Middle East for years.
So, according to this phrase, and I don't know how accurate this is.
Yeah.
I mean, bombing countries, and it's not like the public got a say on that or a vote. Syria, yeah. It's not like the public got a
But
vote on
I'm pretty
that.
sure that as soon as like in any kind of government,
Give me my tax money back.
right, as soon as someone's like, should we bomb this place? Everyone's immediately just like, woo, yeah. Like, no matter what like government it is, I don't know why, politicians just love bombing. If I can say that.
Elon Musk, if you're listening to this, please can I come with you to Mars? I'm so... I know I was just slagging you off, but please just let me come to Mars. I'm so sick of like this place is...
Yeah, but imagine if like...
Pet peeve.
You went to
Number
Mars.
one pet peeve. Humans.
Yeah, that's fair.
Christ. Imagine if I
Especially
went to Mars and
billionaires.
what?
And all you had to hang out with was Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg, that kind of lot, that kind of crowd.
At least Grimes wouldn't be there anymore. Well, maybe she would, because still they had
the mother of the child. Nah,
I
Elon
forgot.
Musk is going to leave his kid on Earth. Be like, fuck, yeah.
Do you know he has like
You're
a
not
bunch of
getting any support.
children? You never hear about them.
Really?
He has loads of children.
You only
Like
know
his-
about like, how's it pronounced?
Don't be mean to that. That
Okay,
baby could
sorry.
choose their
Yeah,
name.
that's true.
I believe that are they being gender neutral?
I
brought
don't
up
know.
that way. I'm sure Grimes said something like that.
I
don't
don't
know.
even know the.
I don't.
sex of her
She
baby.
annoys me. She's
I
a
don't
pet
need to
peeve.
know.
She annoys me. She's my pet peeve too. Because
Grimes.
she thinks she's so
Deep
smart
and
and woke and
profound
deep,
and,
and
yeah.
she's just
And
irritating.
she thinks she's like a hero of the people, and it's like, no.
It's like, no, they don't accept you.
You've
Well, actually, there
you've
might be
become
some
one of
people.
them, you know?
There might be some people on Facebook who are like, oh yeah, Grimes, like
Yeah.
like working class champion. There might be some people on Facebook who think that.
That's all you have to do after dating a billionaire is like pick up the Communist Manifesto once, and like everyone's like, it's okay. You're forgiven.
Yeah, you don't.
Because people do need to be forgiven for dating billionaires.
Do they actually?
Oh, totally.
Do you reckon so?
By me. And I do not forgive you.
There's got to be at least like one decent one. Got to be at least one.
Yeah. Grimes, if you're
Because
watching
there's what,
this,
2000
PayPal me and you'll be good.
How many is there? There's like 2,275 billionaires. If I got
What
that
did
right,
I send it to you?
Yeah,
I sent
exactly.
it to you
If
the
I
other
got that
day because
right.
it actually shook me to my core.
you were shook off.
Yeah. Because there's so many, especially millionaires.
Yeah.
But I did
right,
not know there
billionaires.
was that many billionaires.
Oh, 2,755 billionaires. I was close.
Yeah, you were nearly on it.
I was like 500 off or so.
That is so many billionaires.
There's 56.1 million millionaires. 56 million millionaires.
That's insane, don't you think?
I'll be one of them next. That is a lot of people, though. That's almost
Right?
the entirety of the UK.
I think I didn't actually realise how much money there is. Like,
It just grows on trees, doesn't it? There's
mostly
loads
because
of
I
money.
don't see much of it. I'd like to know like what percentage of money in the world I actually see.
Money don't really like. It's not really real, is it? Just like print more.
No, just print more. That's
print more.
exactly.
I'm
I was already
joking.
thinking
I'm
that.
joking.
Here come
You
the
can't just
here
print
come the
more
stock
money.
market bros. But I was actually saying to my coworker today, like, because he was like, he does cryptocurrency, and someone else I know like does stuff with the stock markets, buys stocks,
I do
and
a bit of crypto.
he's made a lot of money from the stock market.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I want to learn how to do it because it seems like quite an easy way to get money.
No,
but also I
it's
feel
not.
like that would be such like against my personality because part of my personality is like the stocks aren't real.
No.
Print more money.
Yeah, they're not. They're not. It's like
It's all made up.
the stuff is made up. I do crypto,
Yeah.
and it's not a don't do it if you think it's going to be easy money. No way, because you can, you know, you'll hear about the person who put 500 on Doge.
Yeah.
Is it Doge or Dodge? Put 500 on
I think.
Doge.
Yeah.
And then made like 250k. You don't hear about the person who put like £3,000 on it
Yeah.
and made 20, like lost all of that and only
Yeah,
had 20
yeah.
pounds left. Like it's not. You only ever, if you're going to do crypto, only ever put in money that you don't care about losing.
Yeah. But this guy has made, if he's made like £2,000 from stocks, can I just copy exactly what he's doing and also make loads of money? Like if I just did the exact same thing as him, like put the money in at
Does
the
he
same
know what
time,
he's
take the
doing?
money out. Seems to.
I'll do that then. Just copy it.
Right.
Just don't put as much money. Put like a tenner.
Sure, to start.
Yeah.
Just what
I mean, I don't know about stocks, but I know some things about crypto. Crypto is very
But that's the thing. It just
unpredictable.
doesn't make none of it makes sense to me. The stock market, and I just can't be asked to figure it out.
Do you know what doesn't make sense to me? NFTs. I don't get it.
Yeah. What does it stand for again?
I don't know. Kesmotion. What does NFT stand for?
Non-fungible token.
Non-fungible token. What the fuck does fungible mean? Sounds like a fungus.
It's so stupid.
No, it sounds like a mushroom.
Fungible.
Fungi.
Fungible.
Oh my god, that's like you know there's that Alex Jones meme where it's like he's on Joe Rogan and
Yeah.
but like someone's just written on it like the elites don't want you to know about this but ducks are free at the park. I have 200 ducks at home. I saw one that was like the elites don't want you to know about this but you can just screenshot NFTs. I have thousands of NFTs on my phone. So it's like I don't understand that. So you own the rights to a picture. That one could just screen grab, screenshot, screen record. Don't make sense.
Yeah, it's so
but I own the
stupid.
rights to this picture, so who fucking
Anything
cares?
that's like only online, it's like it doesn't exist. But do you know most money doesn't exist now? like
How are we the types of people to talk about this?
yeah, I know, really qualified, but like apparently physical money. There's actually not much physical money in banks anymore.
No, because they're changing.
Bank robbers don't even bother.
Oh no,
Don't
you
waste your time.
you actually shouldn't bother because they don't hold physical cash in banks. It's true. Like don't bother because they want things to be automated, which actually
Yeah.
I mean it makes sense, but at the same time, that's
Yeah.
going to be rife for fucking abuse, because if you have like your financial balance tied to your social credit
Yeah.
score, which will probably be introduced in the next 10 years, or you did something naughty in public, did you? That's it. Taking all your money
damn,
away.
Yeah.
How are we getting onto this?
Now, how have we got onto anything?
I know.
But
know.
I mean, that's the spirit of
We
Christmas.
can't be talking about this stuff. Everyone's going to come for us now. What the Ted Bundy sympathizers?
Yeah. So in short, money
billionaire
isn't
simps.
real.
Ted
Bundy
Bundy
is
butters.
ugly, and Elon Musk, go fuck yourself.
He's going to be coming here. Do you know what? I'd let him.
Every single week, we say like someone that's like not even close to coming on the podcast, like, yeah, come on, Elon Musk, Saltberry, like.
I'd let Elon Musk come
Yeah.
and sit on the podcast, and I'd be like, look, why is your humor so cringe, bro? I mean, come on, like, it might be funny 5 years ago, but different times. Also, will you give me £1 million? I'd straight up ask him.
Yeah.
I'd be like, I'm not simping for it, but if you don't need it, chuck me the $1 million.
That's the thing, is it's like it's just spare change to them.
And we've said before how they don't do anything useful with it. They pretend to work, but do
Yeah.
we see a real life Digiworld? No.
Exactly.
Do we see real life Pokemon being made? No.
No.
Do we see hoverboards that actually hover? No.
No, and also, you know, like world hunger and like other societal issues, like nothing about
Oh,
that
no,
either.
look, the world's fucked, right? It's all going to be on flames in 50 years' time. So at least until then, I'd like a hoverboard and a Digimon.
Yes.
And on that
And
note,
on that note,
that's the end of the show. Please don't cancel us for this. Now I'm simping. Please don't cancel us for this. Please don't cancel me for saying that Ted Bundy is butters.
cancelling doesn't exist anyway.
Oh yeah, that's
We'll just
true.
hide
I forgot.
we'll just hide for a couple of weeks and be back.
Yeah, if some people can get away with sexting minors, I'm sure we'll be all right for calling everyone a bell end. on this
Exactly.
episode. Thank you guys so much for watching or listening. Remember to follow us on Spotify, iTunes. Remember to follow Kieron on Instagram. The link is in the description box below.
It's a good Instagram.
Yeah, it's just full of that anti-billionaire stuff.
Yeah, and selfies.
You bloody commie.
Honestly.
Are we communists now? Is that what happened?
That's
But
my
I want to be a
diagnosis.
millionaire, so like I can't be a communist just because I want to be a millionaire.
I think
But I'll do good with my millions because I'll fund so many animals.
Yeah.
Just like giving like a cheetah 50 quid. Little penguin, here you go. Hold a tenner in your beak.
Put £100 in a lamb's mouth and just be like, don't spend it all at once.
Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.